Hey there, home athletes. Happy Monday. Gonna start off the week with some air squats and some single arm clean and jerk. So a body weight gymnastics movement and a lightly weighted weightlifting movement. And I also have a finisher for you today, as you can see, if you have time for that. The format of today's workout is 5 rounds, right? You're doing 5 rounds total. You're doing 1 round starting every 4 minutes. The goal is to get each round done in 3 minutes or less, so you have some built-in rest, right? So if it takes you 3 minutes, you get to rest for that last minute. If it takes you 2.5 minutes, you get a minute and a half to rest. You get the idea. So the idea is to kind of go fast, record your time, rest, and then you start the next round at the end of that 4 minutes. Your score today, if you're interested, will be your slowest round out of the 5, right? So record your times as you go. If you find yourself going over the 3 minutes, then feel free to change the numbers a little bit. Like that says, it's 40 air squats, maybe 35 or 30. But I think you should be able to do this no problem. So each round, we're doing 40 air squats. We did some squatting on Saturday. We really can't do too much squats, but air squats, of course, nothing fancy, no weights, no overheads, no nothing. We're just ideally looking for a movement where we're fully extended at the top, right? Hips and knees are fully open, and then we are clearly getting down below parallel, right? The crease of the hip is actually dropping below the top of the knee for that big range of motion. And I know it's 40 squats, it's a lot of reps, but that doesn't mean you can shorten that range of motion, right? This is for your own benefit, this is your own good. This is for you maintaining the ability to squat below parallel and keep all that good kind of mobility in your hips as you get older. Believe me, I'm getting older every day. You got to keep working at this stuff. So 40 air squats, and they're doing 20 single arm clean and jerks. What I want you to do here is actually switch hands every single rep. So I have a dumbbell here on the floor. You got whatever weight you're using at home. This could be a kettlebell too if you have a kettlebell. What we're going to do here is we're going to pull the kettlebell, or the dumbbell rather, is going to go all the way down to the ground in between the feet. We're going to use our legs and hips to bring that weight up to the shoulders. Then we're going to rebend the knees and press it overhead. So that's 1 rep I just did. I'll switch to my left hand, touch the ground in between the feet. Legs and hips, boom, bring it up to shoulder. That's the clean part. And then we rebend and press it overhead. So that's 2 reps I just did, right? I did 1 here, I did 1 here, that's 2. You're doing 20 in each round. Should be a fun one. 5 rounds, ideally 3 minutes or less. Record your time, rest. Do the next round. 5 rounds total. And then your finisher today, Tabata. If you're not familiar with a Tabata, it is 8 rounds of 20 seconds of work, 10 seconds of rest, right? You can do this with any kind of movement. Sometimes we do it with 1 movement. Sometimes we alternate between different movements. Today we're alternating between 2 movements that I would say they're both good for your core and they're both good for shoulder stability. So I had you alternate back and forth, 20 seconds of handstand hold, 10 seconds rest, 20 seconds of plank hold, 10 seconds of rest, and then go back to the handstand, rest, back to the plank. So you'll end up doing 4 handstand holds and 4 plank holds, 20 seconds each, right? Should be challenging to shoulder stability and a little bit of core, like I said. If you cannot do a handstand, feel free to just do planks all the way through. Another good option. Let me show you what I'm looking for. So plank hold, just for today, I mean, sometimes I like to mix these up either on elbows or arms. Let's go straight arm today. And basically you want to set those wrists directly to the shoulder. We're looking for a nice straight line through the hips and knees. Squeeze your butt, squeeze your belly, squeeze your quads. 20 seconds on. Then during the 10-second transition period, we're going to kick up to the wall. So hopefully you have a good solid sturdy wall that you're not going to kick any holes in or whatever. Maybe take your shoes off if you're inside so you don't get a hole in your drywall. But 2 ways to kick up to the wall here. There's the slower way, which tends to be a little more user-friendly to beginners. Make sure I have nothing behind me here. Make sure there's probably about 1.5 to 2 feet out from the wall. You don't want to be right up on the wall because you just fall back down. So set the hands, fingers spread nice and wide. Make sure the elbows are locked out, shoulders are fully extended, and then basically what we do here is we get 1 foot up at a time, right? Keep straight up. Ideally the head's hanging right between the arms. We hold for 20 seconds. Another option here to get your inner gymnast out is to kick up to the wall. Probably won't be able to see this full movement. Basically, step away from the wall, you get a little momentum here, you plant the hand, and And again, we go up into that nice neutral position and your hat falls off. There we go. All right. Beautiful. All right. So, warm up. Warm up today, we're going to do, I'm out of shot. Sorry about my awesome camera work here. We're going to do 3 rounds. We're going to do a few different movements here. What do you need? You don't actually need anything. Oh no, you need a light dumbbell. You have your dumbbell already? That's all you need. So get ready for the warm up. Let me get my timer going. We have, let's see. Let me pause real quick. All right, we're back. Got my timer ready? All you ready to warm up. We're going to start with some bootstrappers. It's one of my favorite movements here. Basically, you're going to bend over, grab those toes, heels are about shoulder width apart. We're looking for a full squat down here at the bottom, the elbows inside the knees, and then a full extension of the legs at the top. We're going to kind of stretch the backside, or squat down here to the bottom, and hold on to the toes, send those hips all the way up. If you can't fully extend the legs, that's fine. You should feel a little stretch on the hamstrings there. Feels good. Keep moving on that. Got a few more seconds for bootstrappers. 3, 2, 1. So next one, we're just going to run in place for 30 seconds. Or maybe if you're in a bigger room, you could do some shuttle runs back and forth between a couple points. Either way is fine. But just kind of get things moving a bit with some running in place. This is actually really good practice for running technique. If you've ever heard any of my spiels on any of these videos about running, when we run, ideally we keep the feet directly underneath the body. So running in place is great practice for that. We talk about kind of pulling the heel up towards your backside like this, as opposed to swinging the foot out in front, landing on the heels. So kind of pull, pull, pull. This is great practice for good running. All right, 3, 2, 1. Next one, wall squat. So I want you to, hopefully you have a wall at your house. I'm sure you do. Pick a point, start out pretty far from the wall with the hands up. We don't have to go hands on wall. The wall is basically there just to keep us upright. So what we're doing here is very slowly pulling ourselves down into a full squat and standing. If that is super easy, walk in a little bit, just an inch or two. Try it again. The wall's there to try and keep us honest. We're trying to stay as upright as we can in the torso. Moving a little bit more, but only go as close as you can whilst getting into a full squat. This is great practice for squat mobility, the wall squat. The wall is there to keep you honest. What do we got next? We have, we're back to our running in place, just like we did before. 30 seconds here. Same idea. Pull, 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 pull. Get ready. 3, 2, 1. Running in place. Again, this is awesome practice for good running technique. We call this the pose method. So when we run, and like you're doing right now, right, we're pulling the heels towards the hips. And ideally, those knees should never be extended. It should stay soft, right? Even the one that's supporting your weight. So both the knees stay slightly bent as we run. This makes it much easier, much lower impact, right? If you've ever had heel pain or knee pain from running, it's often due to a lot of impact. What do we got now? Oh yeah, plate squats, or weighted squats, I should say. So these are kind of a counterbalance with our weights. So let's go weights to the chest. What we're going to do here is push that weight out in front of us as we drop down to a full squat. At the top, pull it back into the chest. The weight out in front of us should ideally help maintain a very upright torso and get a nice deep squat. This is a great mobility piece if you're looking to get into a deeper squat. And of course, you can see we're looking for that hip crease well below the top of the knee. 10 more seconds on that movement. Keep going. 5 more seconds. All right, so we're going to do one more 30-second bout of running in place. Try to pick up the pace a little bit this time. Let's try to get a nice, quick turnover with the feet. Again, we're focusing on pulling those heels up towards the butt. Pull, 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 pull. And I'm hoping next time you go out for a run, these mechanics, this movement pattern will follow you out there. Yeah, it's all about being low impact, having short, quick strides, not heel striking. If you don't know what heel striking is, look it up. It's a bad thing when you're running, but unfortunately, very common. All right, so our last one, 30 seconds, air squats. These are just like you're going to do in the workout. So heels right about shoulder width apart. We're sending those hips back first. We're gently pressing those knees out, standing back up. Getting that nice big range of motion. I went over this earlier. Full squat at the bottom. At the top, we're making sure hips and knees are fully extended, right? You're standing up nice and tall, going down. Keep going. The other thing that's very helpful in this movement, just like most of the movements that we do, is making sure we're keeping the abs engaged, right? We're kind of bracing the abdominal muscles. If this gets relaxed, we end up squatting, kind of all hunching forward like this. You want to keep the chest up, belly tight. Oh, there are the beaks. That is your warm-up complete. Let me turn off my timer. There we go, guys. There's your workout. 5 rounds, 1 round every 4 minutes. Score is your slowest round out of the 5, and get to that Tabata handstand and plank hold finisher if you can. Talk to you tomorrow.